Welcome to your weekly reminder that only dead fish go with the flow. So if it's tough out there, at least you're not a dead fish or a turd going with the flow. This week, we're on tennis and we have Alicia Barnett, or Lissy. You prefer Lissy?
Yeah, Lissy. Everyone calls me Lissy.
Lissy, you are massively into tennis / tennis player / I think from your Wikipedia, gun to my head, number 59, is that right?
That was my career high.
Career high,
Yeah.
59.
Yeah.
You're going to have to explain
All
tennis.
of it. Yeah.
All of it. You're going to have to explain all of it. Luckily, we've got about an hour because
Okay.
I've tried to play tennis once or twice. Actually, our mutual connection was Charlie,
Yeah.
who very, very briefly gave me and my brother some one-off tennis lessons.
Okay.
We were absolutely terrible. I then chose a sitting down sport, or we both chose sitting down sport, and we moved on from there. Hand-eye coordination, not a strong point. But could you please name and explain tennis or your sport to us?
I mean, I guess it's just like running around after a fluffy yellow ball. Like that's essentially what it is. Like
It's
it's
simple.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous sport. Like you just hope you're the last one that hits it over and in.
Because it's quite a long, like Wimbledon in my head, like the matches go on forever. Is that right? Or
Well, it depends. So in Grand Slams, for men, they play up to 5 sets, whereas women only ever play 3 sets. And
Okay.
I specialize in doubles now. So I did used to play singles, but now I'm a doubles player. And we play for the majority of the year 2 sets, and then which is to six.
Okay.
Unless there's a tie break, and then you go 6-all and you play a tie break, and then you finish that set 7-6. You play 2 sets, and then if it's a set-all, you play a 10-point tie break, which is very dramatic. And then during the sets as well, if it's juice, so the scoring, I might need to explain the scoring as well. So the first point is 15, 30, 40 game. And if it goes 40 all, it's called juice. Don't ask me why. And then it's sudden death in doubles. So it means like next point wins. So doubles, I feel like, is quite a lot more dramatic.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard to track because it's like very fast paced. And obviously there's 4 people on the court and you're doing plays and a lot of poaching and you're like calling the play before. So it's, in my mind, it's kind of like a game of chess. It's like, if I hit the ball there, they're going to hit it there. So we want to get in the way and intercept and things like that. So for me, I think it's more entertaining because the average tennis player in the UK or in the world is going to play doubles at their local tennis club. So they have a lot more to like relate with it. Not everyone is going to go down and play a game of singles. It's not that easy. But when they go down to their local tennis club, it's a lot more social if you're playing doubles. And I think that's why things like paddle have really taken off, because it's super social and there's like 4 people.
And there's like recently I've been seeing things like, is it pickleball? Is that a thing? Is that an abbreviation or?
You're not allowed to say pickleball to a tennis player.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll let myself.
No, it's okay. It's taken off massively in the States mostly, but in the UK it's like now taken off as well. And we actually have it at my local tennis club in Painswick. My dad has helped promote it, and it is a brilliant way to like get people involved and get them out playing sport, because the ball is a little bit more hollow and the courts are smaller. The rules are very different, but there's always, well, not always, but mostly it's 4 people. So it's a really good way to get people involved, and it's a little bit slower paced, so it's a little bit easier to start with.
It's like a gateway drug for tennis.
Yeah.
Tennis is the main event.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I've actually, this is like so maybe too honest, but I've actually only seen it because I've got loads of like hen party content coming up on my social media stuff. It's pushing it, and it's like dressing the bride as a pickle so they can all go and do pickleball. That's the only reason.
That is hilarious.
That's the only reason.
That sounds very American as well.
Yeah, it does sound very American. Moving on from my embarrassment of pickle, could you tell us a little bit about a day in the life or a tennis day for you?
So I'll go with when we're at a tournament. So obviously we're staying in hotels, and so typically obviously get up, have breakfast. If we have time, get a coffee, obviously, and then we'll go warm up. So typically it takes us like 45 minutes to warm up. Like we do a lot of mobility, like yoga, stretches, movement, whatever. And then we do an hour practice just with my doubles partner. So we're hitting like generic shots, like forehand, your backhand, your volleys, your serve. So you just get used to everything. And then we'll cool down, shower, eat, and then we'll do it again. So we warm up again, which will be a bit more brief. So it'll be a bit more like power and like skipping, like jumping, whatever. And then we'll play a practice set against like some girls that are also there for an hour. And then we will either do some specifics. So we'll do some baskets where you just like feed, like, and just narrow down the skill. Just want to hit this one shot like 10 more times. We'll just tidy up a few things. We will have a quick bite to eat and go in the gym and either do a lift or power or whatever, depending on whether we're playing the next day. Then we'll shower and we'll chill and then we'll go for dinner. And my doubles partner and I are very good at finding like nice places to eat, like not just do the whole Netflix and Deliveroo in our rooms. Like we're so done with that. So we find nice places to eat out and we do that. And either we scout our opponents and watch matches back, or we just chill and put our headphones on and ignore each other for the rest of the evening.
Fair enough. That's so interesting that you got the. I don't know why. Like I knew tennis would have weights involved, but in my head, like work out what kind of weights it would be.
Yeah, it kind of varies, like depending on, I mean, every player is different, like don't get me wrong, like, and different things work for different people. But I like to do something, even if it's not heavy weights, but like I like to go through the motions and kind of like make sure that we tick it all off. But I like lifting, and I think I haven't been injured, touch wood, for a while. So
I'm sat on a wooden chair.
there you go. So yeah, it just depends. But I'm working a lot more on explosive stuff. So I'll do like a lot more quick fire, heavy, but then I'll do like jumps afterwards. Whereas my doubles partner, she might do a little bit more movement and like jumping off boxes and like less heavy weights. It just really varies on the person and the player. And some people actually hate lifting.
Really?
So they will roll out and they'll stretch and that's it. Like some people, yeah, it just really varies on who you are and like works for your body.
I guess because it's such a individual sport, or the team is like two,
Yeah.
it can be so varied.
Yeah. And sometimes on the road, we will turn up to a tournament maybe Saturday or Sunday, and the draw is made on the Sunday. And then we could potentially play our first match Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So we're planning the day before. Maybe we're going to play tomorrow, maybe not. So you kind of like don't want to go too heavy, but you kind of still want to maintain your fitness. Our days off are travel days. So it's sometimes quite hard to manage. So now that I'm home, I can smash gym a little bit more. So I'm going to do a lot heavier. Like I'll split it. So I won't be doing like a mixture of like uppers and lowers and then like missing in days. I'll do uppers today and lowers tomorrow and then keep doing it. So I'll be like smashing, like my whole body will just die. But hopefully it sets me up for like a good run of tournaments.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's really cool. The best and the worst parts.
Okay. Such a loaded question. Tennis in general, like, obviously, like I grew up playing locally, and as you get better and you go up the levels, like you want a world ranking. So it just requires a hell of a lot of travel. And I think if you ask most tennis players, like professional tennis players, the travel is the worst part. So we have an entry deadline 2 weeks before. So I find out on a Monday at 10 p.m. where I'm going in 2 weeks. And then I do that every week. So, and with doubles as well, for the most part, you're going country hopping. So my last trip, I went to Romania, and then I had to get to Czechia, and then I had to get to Poland.
Oh my
And
God.
you have to know like sometimes the day before. So you lose in the tournament, or you win the tournament, hopefully. And then suddenly I have to get from Yashi in Romania to Prague in Czechia. And you're thinking, oh, there'll be a direct flight. No. It's never that easy and it's never that cheap. And fortunately I'm playing doubles now, so I'm doing it with someone else, and that makes it so much better. Like doing the travel, like honestly, being able to just go to the toilet and have someone look after your bags is like a godsend. But the travel is just, it takes it out of you. Like by week 3, both of us were dead. Like to get from Prague to Warsaw, there was a flight for an hour, but it cost us £400. So we were like, we're not going to do that. We researched other ways, and honestly, we're going to be such good travel agents afterwards. But we ended up getting a train, an indirect train for 9 hours.
Oh my
Which
God.
is
I was going to
quite,
say interrailing would be like
yeah,
maybe smart, but also,
it was pretty brutal, but it was either that or a 9 hour bus at 5 a.m. And we were like, if we want to be able to play tennis tomorrow, we're going to have to take the slightly more expensive route. So we bit the bullet and we went €100 on this train. But what was quite hilarious was we rock up and we've got half an hour before our train leaves, and we're looking at the platforms and we're like, I can't see our train. And my doubles partner's like, yeah, we're at the wrong station. And I was like, oh gosh, this is the start of a 9 hour journey. And we can't miss this because there's a connection as well. And so we've ended up like racing across town. This Uber driver, he's understood the assignment, and we're like speeding through, like cutting off police cars. I don't understand the roads there, but it was not okay. And then we get out and we're sprinting with like our suitcases and our tennis bags, honestly. And then we get there onto the platform and there's no train. And we're like, what? We must have missed it. It was delayed.
how much was it delayed by?
Half an hour.
Oh,
I was like, what? What's the chance? I'm so grateful, but also I'm dying right now. I was not ready for this cardio.
was it hot as well?
It was so hot.
You're just like
We
pissing
were,
sweat.
yeah, puddles. It was horrible. I mean, things like that. Like we're so chill because it's whatever happens, happens. But travel is just brutal. Like, and then it takes it out of you, and then you have to get to rock up to practice. And the worst is when you've lost a tennis match and you're like in the locker room and you're scrolling on Skyscanner and you're trying to figure out the best route home, and it's always so expensive to go home.
Yeah. It's
Right.
not so bad getting out there, but always when it like you're looking at like, I don't know, a holiday flight and it's like 25 quid to get out there and it's like 150 to get back. And you're like, why? Why not just
Yeah, why are you doing this to me? But yeah, it's pretty brutal. But like we all say there's a reason we're playing this. Like when I first started playing, it was pretty lonely. Like you're traveling by yourself, you might not know everyone on the tour. You're doing these flights by yourself, but then the feeling of winning and doing, and it's all on you. Like you've got yourself to that winning point is like quite an adrenaline rush, and like all the hard work and slog you've put in, it's like, yeah, this is what it's for. And then like seeing your name like go up in the rankings is like, that's you.
as exciting?
So yeah.
You're like, I'd like to thank my rail card.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that worked in Europe as well.
I'd like to thank my rail card and unlimited data on my phone.
God, yeah, need that. Definitely need that.
What do you think the best parts are, aside from the winning and watching
The
your
winning,
name
that always
go up,
helps.
or a delayed train?
Oh gosh, that was amazing. So I would say it's like a double-edged sword. Like I get to see an amazing array of places. I've been to Thailand, Canada, like whatever country. I've played tennis in Uzbekistan. Like it's
Oh my God.
insane. So I get to go to these amazing places that I might never have gone to before. And I always like, since I've been playing, I've always made the effort to go and explore where I am, because I'm very much a believer of like, this might be my only chance. So you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I very much like, I just want to explore where I am, enjoy where I am right now, and find the best in like sometimes not the easiest of situations. Like tennis places, they tend to put tournaments in the middle of nowhere. So I've started like discovering like coffee shops now, because it's a reason to like, walk 20 minutes and like, have a reason to like find somewhere. But yeah, like I think you get exposed to like all sorts of culture, and you learn how to say thank you and hello in loads of different languages. Don't test me now, please.
That cannot be fact checked.
Yeah, but that's amazing. And also like the reason I started playing tennis was as a British player, I wanted to play at Wimbledon, and we're really lucky that we have a Grand Slam in our country where there's a potential to play wildcard playoffs, which is like a tournament that if you win, you get a wild card. So you might not get in on your own ranking, but they can give you a wild card into the tournament, which happens with tennis. And since a little girl, I was like, I could maybe do that. And so to play tennis, that's kind of what I'd say most British players play for, is to play at Wimbledon. Like the tradition, like that's what you grow up watching. If you don't watch any other tennis, that's what people know in Britain. Like if you don't know anything about, you've heard of Wimbledon, right?
This is the thing. I'm like listening to you talk about the different countries and the locations that are just in the middle of nowhere, and like the Wimbledon. On the flip side, with the rowing, there's the Henley, and that's like what everyone's aiming towards. And definitely when I was an athlete, we went to an event in Serbia and stayed in like some university digs, like in the middle of nowhere, and they were serving university style breakfast, but like on a little bit of a budget. So we just had like McDonald's for a week straight.
Wow.
And then, but there's been like some really cool places, and like going out after the racing was done and like looking round. We were in a place called Subotica. I'm definitely butchering
No,
that.
that sounds right, I think.
Yeah. And going and like looking around like the buildings and like the architecture, and finding, in my case, I was only like 20 at this point, a McDonald's. Now I'm a bit older, I'd maybe be aiming for a coffee shop. But it is a real special part of it. And my brother's been to China and I've been to America twice.
Amazing.
Like various rowing trips.
Is that a vehicle to get you to these places?
I'd never have gone. I don't think I'd ever be like inclined to go on my own.
No.
Or not on my own, but like off my own back. So it is like a really special thing. I have sporting ick as a question.
Oh yeah. So it's really funny. So I was at dinner last night with some friends and I brought that up.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, like I don't think I have any sporting ick.
And then you're like, right, I've got a list.
Yeah. So then like 20 minutes later, we're all pissing ourselves like, oh my God, that's so bad. So yeah.
You can have more than one if you need to.
I'm going to go for the PC ones. But one of them is, so I don't know how it works in rowing, but like when we're at tournaments, we do practice matches. So we're obviously training during the tournament. So if we have a match on Monday, on the Sunday, we'll find like oppositions to just play like a friendly.
Okay.
And so it's like a practice match. You're doing a whole set and you've got an hour to play. And you're just practicing for the match. Like this doesn't mean anything. But some girls, like I don't know what it is, but like they just really want to win. They're just that competitive. They end up hooking you, which is definitely a tennis term, but it means like cheating. So it's one of my icks is when you're in like a practice set and people are trying to hook you. Like I've hit an ace and they're like, yeah, it was out. Or they're like, yeah, a let. So do you want to take another one? I'm like, what? Like, I'm the type of person that's like, it's probably like half a foot out and I've played on. And then my doubles partner, we lose that point. Just, what are you doing? But I just find it's like, I want to enjoy this and I want to practice. Like, why are you getting so fired up?
Because it's like no umpires or anything. So it's just like you guys
messing around almost. Like you're basically like, okay, my serve out wide hasn't been working. I'm just going to serve there, even though I know this is her strength. Just serve there and keep serving there. She's hit 3 winners now. I'm still going to serve there because I'm practicing.
Yeah.
So don't hook me. Like, why? Like I'm giving you an easy shot.
I thought when you said hook that it was like they're trying
hitting me.
No, like trying to like bait you out something into like rage. Or I don't know what it was, where you're gonna go.
There is a lot of psychological warfare that comes in tennis. Like
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Just the visual of the court, and then like everyone's sort of, I know in athletics obviously it's kind of like an amphitheater type setup, but in tennis it seems like so much more condensed.
Well, it depends where you are. So Wimbledon, obviously you've got so many people watching, and then the tennis, like in the middle of, so where was I was in Poland last week. We had just a normal tennis court and there was a stand on the side with about 5 people watching. So yeah, it is like a little bit different. Whereas I feel like when you're in a race, you're like you've got people lining.
You can do. You can have, depending if it's like a big event, you could literally have like so many people there, and like the whole way down, it could be absolutely jam-packed. But we race over 2 kilometers, so you could literally go from having like everything jam-packed and like constantly having noise there to like radio silence, and it's just you and the
Wow.
other people because it's such a long
Yeah.
distance. Like that's a lot of people to
See,
cram.
that's crazy. Yeah, because so obviously you would maybe your parents are in the crowd
Mm,
and they're at the finish or something and you see them at the end. But
yeah,
like for me, like I'm on court for like
hours.
hour. I could be well, hopefully not
Hopefully.
too not hoping well, both ways, hopefully not too long, but like that's why something like Wimbledon or like the British grass season, which is like the warm-up tournaments on grass before Wimbledon, are so special to British players because
Mm.
it's the time where it's easy for our family and friends to come. And like when I played Wimbledon this year, I had a friendly face in every corner.
Oh.
And so I could constantly look at them and like for reassurance, or like if I did a ridiculously good shot, I'd be like looking at them and being like,
Did you see
"What?
that?
Did you see that?" So it's just like that's a really fun thing to be able to like bounce off. But I guess like when you're rowing, it's like I just see blur.
Yeah, you're going backwards. It's like the art of reversing at speed. Like at the start, you could literally like hear a pin drop, like it's absolutely silent, and there's basically no one there. And then, or if there is, everyone is silent.
Yeah.
And then at the finish, that's where everyone is because that's where the result
The
is.
result, yeah.
So it's not a great spectator sport, but you know, each their own.
Yeah.
There's a load of nut jobs that do it. So
Yeah, what weirdo.
whatever. We're trying to broaden their horizon by having people that play different sports
Yeah,
on.
there you go.
Before we go into what we're dying on the hill about, we actually just had like a quick history lesson between the two of us and Google about tennis and some of the dates, because I know you're dying on the hill kind of refers to that. So I thought we'd
Yeah.
dive into that quickly first. I had like a few bits I really found so interesting. So 1884, Wimbledon was the first like sporting event globally to legally permit women's sport and like showcase them as these amazing things. I mean, I'm reading this at the moment. Lissy knows this, but also I've read this straight off Google. Then it was allowed into the Olympics. Coco Chanel, or whatever they were called at the time, in 1913 created the iconic tennis dresses.
Yeah, iconic. Yeah.
Making, what was it? It was a quote, luxury needed to be comfortable or practical or something. And that's where that went from there. My favorite date, however, is 1921, when you can say this name because
Susan Longland. I don't know if I've even butchered that.
No, I don't think you have. I think that's right.
My French doubles partner would definitely have something to say about that.
That's okay. She can write in. What is it? All comments are good comments.
Yeah, there we go.
All interactions are good.
Yeah.
She wore the short skirt, which sort of then fast forwarded everything into women being able to wear like much more practical things for competing. What I find really interesting is 1921 in the UK, so that's in Paris, I think, at the time. Or she was
Oh, yeah,
French.
she was French. Yeah,
She was
Paris,
French.
yeah.
So in France, are like short skirts for tennis. Yes, get it.
Yeah.
The UK, meanwhile, are banning football for women, like nationally. Like you're not allowed to play games. You're not allowed to play pitches. You're on pitches. You're not allowed to play on pitches.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to play in streets. You're not allowed to join clubs and whatever. And it's so backwards to this thing. And I think tennis is kind of accepted as a very like female sport, or like it's very like more socially acceptable, I guess.
Yeah. I
I
feel
don't know
like
how you feel about it, but
tennis, I mean,
mixed bag.
no, I think it is a huge, it's like a pioneer for women's sport.
Mm.
Like we've had Billie Jean King, like she has paved the way for women. And obviously, I think we were talking about that before.
Yeah, I've got it in my notes.
With like Bobby Riggs, like that match against each other, like it was like women against men.
Mm.
And she triumphed over him. And that was just such a momentous time in history, because it was just showing like we can't be like pushed over, and we are so strong, and we can compete just as hard as you.
Mm.
And I think how iconic like Serena and Venus Williams have been with like their outfits, and they're like, we can wear whatever we want.
Mm.
Like, we're just going to do that, and we're going to be absolute powerhouses. It's one of those sports that everyone knows those names because they have gone out and they've gone and got what they wanted. Billie Jean has been so instrumental of like helping raise the game for women to get equal pay, which
You're dying on the hill.
yeah,
Hang on, let me ask the question. Let me ask the question. Here we go. Here we go. What are we dying on the hill about this week?
Wow, thanks for asking.
You're so welcome. I'm definitely keeping that bit in because that was funny.
So good. Let me get it. So equal pay in Grand Slam is, everyone knows that we've had equal pay in Grand Slams. I think we had 50 years at the US Open a couple of years ago, maybe, which sounds incredible. And it's like a pioneer of like women's sport. Like, look, we've got equal pay to men. That is only at 4 tournaments a year. And we have tournaments 52 weeks of the year, guys. So the rest, can you imagine the rest of the year?
Yeah.
So we've just had, I actually looked this up before because I didn't want to say something that was outrageously wrong, but I looked up the prize money because we have some master events. So it's like the tier below a Grand Slam in Montreal at the moment. And I looked up the prize money difference. For first round, women were getting 50% of what men were getting.
Ooh.
And for the winners, they were getting 65% of what the men were getting. And you're just thinking, that is ridiculous. So we're playing the same amount of points as them, we're putting just as much effort in, and we're getting a lot less. And there's arguments that like, oh, like the men, like they're bringing in the crowds and stuff. I'm like, that's not true. Like, we have some completely incredible players that are like drawing in crowds, and is these tournaments are just as easy to watch the men and the women. So that's where it's like murky waters, where I think there is a push for it. And obviously WTA, which is the Women's Tennis Association, they are really pushing to find sponsors and stuff. And it's not that easy. I think COVID really had a big effect on that. But yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Like, we've got sponsorship from Saudi Arabia, which obviously causes other issues and other debates. But yeah, that's one thing that I think, as much as we are ahead of women's sport in many ways with the payment, like we can be very lucrative, like at the very top of the game. But for the most part, we're not getting as much as men by any means. And also, if you're not in the top, I'd say 250 in the world for singles, or top 75 in the world for doubles, you are not making money, which is crazy.
You're just flying yourself around.
Yeah. We pay,
Europe or
yeah,
the world.
we're catching those buses at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I was going to say, your rail card is took over to.
Yeah, that poor rail card. At least I'm trying to save the planet by
Yeah,
not catching
yeah.
flights, guys. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, like it's an interesting debate, and obviously you can look at it in loads of different angles. And at the end of the day, like, yes, like women's tennis players are getting paid well, comparatively to other sports, but we are self-funded. It is an individual sport. There's not that many people that get funding from their national organizations, and that funding is either through sponsorship or through wildcards, like I was explaining before. Like, I was fortunate enough to get a wildcard into mixed doubles and ladies doubles into Wimbledon, and that was a huge cushion for me because I had dropped outside the top 100, and so I was really actually losing money most weeks at the start of this year. So yeah, what am I doing with my life? So I haven't actually said this to many people, but I gave myself the ultimatum in January is, I'm going to give myself 6 months. If I don't make Wimbledon, I'm going to have a serious think and actually potentially retire, because I am 31 years old. I do love tennis, but at the same time, I can't be losing money playing a sport that has given me so much, but I need to like really push myself to get there, because if I don't make this, then I'm just losing money. Like it's not easy.
Burning cash.
Burning. Yeah.
Burning cash. It's so interesting though, aside from the funding stuff, what you're saying about your sort of talk to yourself in January, it's so interesting how quickly things can turn around. We often call it the winter sads. Like
Oh,
you're deep in the winter sads and you're like, that's when we do a lot of our worst sessions and everything seems so bleak, or not so bleak, but it feels like you've got to make these big decisions and then trust the process, or trust yourself, put the work in, and like come summer or whatever, everything tends to either flip around or work out in a way that still suits you. So
yeah, like
as
lightens up literally in
yeah,
the summer.
literally, hopefully, you never know with the Great British
Yeah.
Summer. But it's going back to the crowds and like people thinking that women's sport doesn't attract crowds. It's like I know with the football, because that's fresh in my mind at the moment, they're like attracting crowds of like 53,000,
Yeah, incredible.
which
And they deserve it.
is mad. And you briefly touched on the game between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs, which drew a crowd of 90 million, like
Yeah.
worldwide viewers. And okay, maybe some of them were like, hate views, like that's fine. But it's mental to say that people aren't interested in it when,
But I mean, also the other thing is make it a personal thing. Like
mm,
once, so I love coming back home to Painswick because we have like such like a tight knit community. Like I'll walk up into the village and I'll run into like 5 people. So it'll take
mm,
me like an hour to do anything here. It's a nightmare. But what's really lovely is like straight after Wimbledon, like I'll come back to the village and people that I don't know so well will come up to me and be like, we watched you on TV and I had my kids all screaming at the TV for you. And that is just so amazing.
mm,
Like, and you remember, like, the reason they're cheering for me is because I am a Painswick gal. Like, they know me.
you're just
And
a local.
yeah. And that's the thing that they've got to know this person. It's not just someone that's like a complete stranger. And like, I think for me growing up, like, I didn't really know anyone in the sporting world. So I wasn't really that like drawn to watching TV or
Mm.
tennis on the television. But then one of the girls that I went to university with ended up playing Sharapova on court, centre court at Wimbledon the year before I went to university. And I watched her and I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's amazing. She went to the same university. Like, she's playing against like this icon, like one of my favorite tennis players. And like, that was just so fun to like get behind. So I think that's like the nice thing. It's like once you kind of know someone, it's like I'm gonna watch that. And then like my friend of a friend knows that, so they're gonna watch it as well. And it's like I think if you start making sport a little bit more personable, we're not just a number on the back of a t-shirt. Like you know their names, you know their backstory. You're then gonna be a little bit more invested in it. And I think that's where we kind of forget we're not just like a statistic or a number. And I think I listened to one of your other podcasts where your friend was she in the Danish team?
Oh yeah, Nicolina.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she was saying, which really resonated with me as well, which I think is really interesting across different sport, is she was like, we're not just a time or a number, and you feel like your value is set on results.
Mm.
And that is so similar in tennis. It's like I'm currently ranked 111 in the world, and that's not my identity.
Yeah.
Like I haven't changed like from 59 or 210, which I was in April, whatever. My me as a person, I haven't changed, but like my
Mm.
number has. And yet sometimes you feel like your value and who you are as a person is that number. And I find that so like interesting that across all sport, it's like you have to really figure out that and be okay with the fact you're not. Like I am not because I haven't won doesn't mean I'm a loser. I'm still just working out things.
Yeah, no, it is really interesting. And one of the main things that I took away from her podcast um was obviously the message of self-worth, but the fact that Denmark provide counseling
Yeah, that's amazing.
after like, well, for their example, it was the Olympics, but like they provided counseling and therapy post big games because they recognized that like athletes, they spend so much time sort of trying to produce X number, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's almost like you don't quite know how to live a normal life. Like we were saying,
Yeah. Everything's so competitive. You're like, wait, I need to go to the gym, but actually I don't.
yeah, how do I not do that? But like we were saying earlier, it's like, oh, I've actually got 2 or 3 weeks where I'm not doing anything at the moment. And at first, the first week's like, oh my God, it's amazing. I need to sleep for hours. And then the second and third week, you're like, what do I do? And you start to like get the itch, don't you? Like
Yeah.
I've like you went and did hill sprints this morning and stuff,
Yeah.
and you start to get the itch, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? And it is kind of like trying to work out what that healthy relationship is.
Yeah. I think everyone deals with it in very different ways. I didn't get into the tournament that I wanted to in 2 weeks. And so I essentially have almost like a forced break,
Okay.
which is really unusual.
Yeah.
Like I can play tournaments, but they would be like quite lower level. And great, but I'd probably be losing money and it's stressful. And you know what? This is invaluable time. I've got 4 weeks at home. What do I do?
Mm.
And I'm very guilty of just cramming everything in. Like
Yeah.
I like say yes to everything. Like this morning, I went and did my cardio. So I was doing sprints, and so I'm doing a fitness block this week. So smashed that out, and then I went to meet my family for coffee and look after the kids, which is draining. Is they're amazing, but so energetic. And then meet you, and then I'm going to driving range with my friends to play golf, which is mad. I don't play golf, but I just want to try it because I can.
Because you've got time.
Yeah, I've got time. But then I get into bed and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. What am I doing? I just need to chill. Relax, woman.
You're like, I don't have that switch. I'll just carry on.
Yeah.
Going back to what we're dying on the hill about, is there anything that you think is like an obvious change that we can, apart from just paying people more, is there like any advice that you could give to anyone who's like in that position struggling at the moment? Or like investors? I don't know if we have any investors that are listening, but if we do, could you let me the fuck know?
Can you help me? Sponsor me.
Hello? Are you hiding in the microphone?
So, I mean, that's the $1 million question, to be honest. Funding tennis is not easy for anyone. And obviously, funding a tour for around the world is also not easy. And I can completely understand that. I think one thing would be just actually making it easier to watch women's sport. Like that is a huge thing. Like if you asked me to turn on the TV now and like put on a women's game of anything, I would be like, I don't know what channel it would be on. Like I feel like it should just be easy in this day and age, and it's not. And it's the same for tennis. Like they only stream like 2 courts out of like 3 or 4. And even then, you might need a subscription. So
The subscription recently in rowing, there was an event that is set up, their online streaming, which has always been free, and then this year they charged for it.
wow, okay.
And I was so sad by that because it was a women's only event.
Oh,
And I like respect that the event needs to make money and everything, but it just suddenly takes away that accessibility of it. Like,
yeah.
it wasn't a lot,
But also,
like the
it's taking away the
subscription, but
choice.
yeah,
And it's like, actually, maybe start with donations.
yeah.
Like, there might be that person out there that pays £50 to watch this for the year because they're like, oh, and you've given me a good reason to watch it. Like, hey, we might not be able to stream this in the future if you don't help us out. It's like, it's actually really hard to watch. And the lower level tennis is actually easier because they've now got live streams on things and we have like an app for it. But then you get to the higher level and it's like, for some reason, women's doubles isn't impossible to watch. And I'm like, it's way more fun sometimes than watching singles.
We are actually way more interesting.
Yeah, come on, watch more doubles.
We are the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, the streaming thing and like barriers for people to actually watch it. Like I know it costs money to stream it, but at the same time, like just let me watch it.
But also with women, well, with tennis in general, like,
Mm.
so I'm pretty sure the ITF is funded partially by betting companies.
Okay.
So we actually they're paid for to put the stream on by betting companies essentially, because then they take all the data from there for the betting sites. And fine, sure, that's like funding it, and that's where some of our prize money comes from. But then there's like the flip side where, okay, I've just had a lot of hatred on my socials. Like I've had a lot of abuse, and I'm sure it's the same across all sport. So the other day I lost a match, and obviously there was a few people betting on women's doubles, which can be 50-50 sometimes. Like
Mm.
with the format, it's a tie break. It's called a lottery. It's called a tie break for a reason. And I had so much abuse. Like
Really?
it was like, I hope your family die of cancer. I've got an axe. I'm gonna come and hit you in the back of the head. I know where you live. I was like, it doesn't affect you because you're like, well, obviously you're not okay.
You're like, calm down.
You just block it. I just ignore it. But it does kind of scare me that some players, like if they're not in a good place and they're getting inundated with these messages, I just feel like it's not an easy place to be.
That's wild because I've seen like obviously the stuff with football players. I think rowers are never famous enough. Like nobody's really the rowing community is very interested in itself, but the wider community, like there's no I you can bet on the boat race and maybe the boat race rowers have experienced that, but it's it's not so like open. Like normally it's people that just love rowing
Yeah.
and you might see like a few questionable comments on like a YouTube video that somebody's put up. But
Yeah.
so that is like fascinating. And it's coming from the betting sites, presumably.
I presume. I mean, obviously you don't know where it's coming from. People just make a new account and you'll come off. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like I don't get a huge amount because I mean, I don't know if there's that many people watching my matches, but
Mm.
there's some girls that their pictures, they have loads of comments all on them and it's really nasty wording. It's not very nice, but like, are you going to leave it there? Probably. It takes
Just
a lot.
ignore it.
Yeah, it takes a while to delete them. There's like sometimes there's like 15 messages and you're like, oh, I can't. You win this way. I can't.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a bit of a sporting ick. Keep your
Yeah,
fucking
there you
opinions to
go.
yourself.
Yeah, that is a sporting egg. Like, relax, guys.
If you can't do it yourself, then don't comment.
Yeah.
Fuck off. We'll lighten the mood. Do you have a favorite sporting moment?
Yes. So it has to be my first Wimbledon. So
Iconic.
it was just magical. And I had no expectations. I was just so buzzed to be there. And my friends and family all made the effort to go out there. Like I had friends from university in America fly over, which is amazing. And then like from Stroud High School, from Painswick, like there were so many people there, like my whole family. And it just made it so, so special. And probably the most iconic part was I got a wild card into mixed doubles, so where I played with a Scottish lad called Johnny O'Mara. And we beat a seed first round, and then we played another match, and we played Venus Williams and Jamie Murray, who everyone knows.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know tennis, but I know those
You know
names.
those people. So obviously Jamie Murray is Andy Murray's brother, and he specializes in doubles. He's won numerous Grand Slams. And then there's Venus Williams, who I don't need to introduce.
Yeah.
Like, she's an icon. Like, and I was walking on like complete like country bumpkin, like, oh, this is so fun. Like onto court two. Like, also, this is my debut. Like, we don't have show courts like when we're first of all doubles and also in your debut. Like, what the hell? So I walk on and it's just incredible. Like the atmosphere is amazing. Like I have friends and family in every corner and it's packed out as well because it's the end of the day. And we end up going to a third set tie break and it's going back and forth. And usually you play to 10, but we ended up going all the way to like 18. Like
Oh
it
my
was
God.
insane. Like we saved match point. I had a match point where Jamie like hit a volley, smacked it down at me. And somehow, I think I had my eyes shut. I like put my racket out, closed my eyes, and it just hit a winner past him. And I opened my eyes and everyone was cheering and I was looking around like, "Oh, yeah, I meant to do that. Woo." But
Go me.
but I had this like really like out of body experience, and like I kind of almost forced myself to do it. So I was serving in this tie break and I'm bouncing the ball in front of me. And I just like took a second because I looked around and I was like, the sun is setting over Wimbledon. I'm on court 2 and all my friends and family. And I was like, is this real? Like this
You're
is
like mental picture.
like this is amazing. Like, this is so cool. But one of the funniest moments was we were match point down, and we in tennis you have 2 serves. So if you missed your first, you have a second serve to try again. And it's quite important to make your first serve, especially when you're serving to Venus Williams. So I missed my first serve.
No pressure.
No pressure. And I'm just like, okay, no big deal. It's like their match point. Who cares? All good, Lissy. And I'm bouncing the ball, about to hit my second serve. And my school friend shouts out, "Finish them, Lissy." And I'm thinking, I just start like pissing myself laughing. I'm like, what? Like, I cannot believe she just said this. So funny. Because 1, I can't finish them because it's their match point. 2, I'm probably about to double fault and I'm playing Venus Williams. What are you talking about? So somehow I managed to get this serve in and we win the point and we go on to win the match. But like, I cannot believe that happened. Like, it is insane. Like I see all my friends now and like all people like I haven't seen in years and they still bring it up, whether they all watched and they were like, this is like a highlight of tennis. And I'm like, that is such an incredible feeling to be able to share that experience with people. And it's so funny because like my dad also, it was actually when I got selected to represent GB for our Billie Jean King Cup tie. And he just laughed. He was like, who the fuck is Lissy Barnett? Like, who? Like, you're the one that's like playing all these people. Like, you're from a little town in the Cotswolds where I've been nurtured. I've been really lucky. I've played loads of tennis over my life. My whole family play, my friends play. Like, it's great. But like, I just find it really surreal even now. Like, I don't think it's real.
It's so cool. It's so nice as well to have like that memory with so many people.
So many people,
And
yeah.
we also love a clueless, supportive friend who's just like, whatever situation you're in, you are definitely going to win. I don't know what's going on, but you are going to win.
They were so funny. Like they joined the queue at like 4 a.m. And then we were last on, and they'd been there all day. And I think it makes me feel so like lucky that I have people in my life that would do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I pinch myself. I'm like, oh my God, you're sleep deprived for me. You're so sweet.
I think that's sometimes one of the things that like athletes forget is that, yeah, your day is really stressful, but your supporters' day is like awful. And
Yeah.
it starts from like the moment they wake up, they worry about you until like you go to bed.
And when it rains
like,
as well, I'm sure, like, because
yeah.
you're all getting wet in the water anyway. But what about your spectators? Like,
Oh, it's miserable on the bank sometimes. I've watched Matt do it and he's had to watch me and he's like, it's actually more stressful watching
oh, for sure, yeah.
the loved one or the friend do it than the person who's actually doing it, because at least they're in control and you're just like, I've no idea what's going on, but please finish them.
Finish them.
You're like, I haven't started the game. Okay. Thank you, I'll do my best. Well, you told me about your best fuck up and it is a very good one. Best fuck up.
Wait, I forgot what I was going to say.
It was
with Billie Jean. Okay. Oh my God. That's actually, it haunts me. So for Billie Jean King Cup, obviously it's named after Billie Jean. And we were hosting the finals in England, and somehow I got selected to represent the country, which is incredible.
You're like, somehow I've done so much training and I've had really good
Good results.
matches and everything, and somehow just fell into my lap.
I don't know. It still seems a bit weird. Yeah. So I end up playing playing. So you can be selected and you can be there, but if you don't play, you don't get your colours, which is like what you're there for. If you play a match, you then get your colours, which is this badge with your number on. I'm 320. So I'm the 320th person to represent their country for tennis.
Cool.
Which is really cool, and I'm going to cherish that little badge. And we get our number on our jackets. Lee Jean actually was there for the finals, and she presented me with my colours. Obviously, it's iconic, and we're having loads of photos, and there's media there, and like everyone's there, and it's like such a moment. And then we're all having a chat in a circle, and she's obviously a very knowledgeable lady. Like she knows a lot about everything, especially women and their rights and feminism and everything. And she's, for some reason, likes to do a little pop quiz. So she goes, okay, so do you girls know when women had the right to vote in the UK? And we all just stood there like absolute plums. Like we're just like, yeah. And she's like, does anyone want to guess? And we're like, so since then, I have looked at that because I forgot straight. As soon as she told me, I was like, I can't even like respond to her now. I'm like so like starstruck.
Pin drop.
Yeah.
Blank space.
I'm like, we've let down women everywhere. Like we've fought so hard for this. We don't even know the date. So yeah, that was really quite mortifying. Like,
but the recovery from this fuck up moment was Google. And also, you made a really good point earlier when we were just double, triple checking our facts because the date is
1918.
And you were like, oh, well, legally.
That's when you can vote in 18, right?
Exactly. So once you're over 18. So now everyone can remember it.
Yeah, there you go.
And you've absolutely rectified that moment.
God, that was so embarrassing. But it was everyone in the room. And she just knows it. She knows it for every country, which is insane. And that just shows how much she's done from not just for tennis, but like women in sport and women everywhere. Like she loves sport. Like she's amazing. Yeah, that's quite embarrassing. So thanks for bringing that up.
What a moment. It's going to like hang over you.
Yeah.
Slightly easier question. How are you spending your days off?
It's funny because like we travel so much. Like I think I'm sorry for the environment, but I think I was on over 46 flights last year.
My jaw is like on the floor.
Yeah, right now. Like, it's not. It makes my skin cool as well. I don't like flying, so good sport to choose this. But yeah, it was a lot of flying, and I played too much last year. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I take 9-hour trains instead. So when I'm home, I like to make the most of being home, and like I always have a few days off, and non-negotiable is obviously seeing my family. So I come back usually through London, and I come home. My dad's retired, so I get to see him, and my sister lives in the village with her kids. My brother lives down the road with his kids, so it's really cute. And I live with my sister, so we're such like a little family, tight-knit family. But yeah, I just catch up with people. I see my friends. I help out my friend with her twins if I can. They're adorable. She's gone back to work after 3 months, which is insane. Women are amazing.
They are. They're mental, but they are amazing.
They are. But yeah, I just love cramming everything in. Like I love drawing, so I draw a lot. I love reading. I love coffee. So I'm still working through like the local coffee shops in Bristol, trying to figure out like where the creme de la creme is.
That's such a theme. What do you do on your day off? Talking to athletes now, like coffee shop?
Yeah, coffee shop.
Any opportunity.
Yeah. But I mean, there's always a coffee shop. So
there is.
You can find one anywhere in the world.
There is.
Even in like middle of nowhere.
Some of them will be overpriced and some of them will be reasonable. Maybe.
Most of them are overpriced.
We have a question which is, how are we funding a sporting career?
It's a great question. So over the years, it's really, really changed quite a lot to American university on a scholarship, and that helped massively. So I was away for 4 years, and they provide everything for free, and they actually give you like almost a per diem, so they give you money to live on. So I saved quite a bit of that. And then I'm very fortunate that I could live at home for free. So my dad, my family were very supportive. And when I was going down to train at Bath University, where I trained still, I had a moment of madness when I went to London for a year. That didn't go well. I was coming back to Painswick and I was coaching in the evening. So I would do all my training during the day, drive all the way to Bath. So it's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half with traffic. If you know, you know, it can be really bad.
And the hills.
Oh, the hills. I've run up many of those hills.
I was gonna say you better be good at hill starts and traffic round.
Oh, it kills me. Yeah, so I was definitely spreading myself very thin then when I was like doing that, coming back in the winter, like hitting with people for like 15 quid an hour. And I'm like, mate, that's just not even doing a dent. I can't even afford my bags on the plane for this. But I was just trying to do my best. And we had domestic tournaments where there's money involved as well. But the thing that really helped was after COVID, we put on some domestic tournaments. So we were one of the first sports to go back because you could distance yourself.
Yeah, of course.
So we put on some tournaments where there was social distancing, but we could play, and we televised it, which was incredible. And I don't know how I got involved in this, but I somehow helped. So Jamie Murray put on a men's event or just for men, and I don't know why, but we ended up I was talking to a coach at the time who is involved in a lot of progress tours, which is a domestic tournament, and I was like, why don't we do a women's equivalent? So I ended up
Mental idea.
mental. It's crazy. So him and I ended up, and my doubles partner at the time, we ended up putting on a women's tennis event. So I helped organize this tennis tournament. So post COVID, it's basically the return of women's tennis. That ended up drawing a lot of attention because there wasn't much sport on the TV. So we ended up in good funding there as well. And I ended up winning the tournament, which is quite funny.
Oh, that's convenient. The tournament I set up, I won.
I
How did
swear,
that
I
happen?
swear it didn't rig it, I swear. But those were quite interesting. So we had 3 months without travel. So we saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we ended up playing domestic tournaments where you save money from just driving there. So that was amazing to set up. And then obviously when you're on the road, you just do everything super cheap. I'm sure everyone knows the supermarket dinner dash, that's like microwave rice. We've all done that. Now I'm fortunate enough that like my prize money from tournaments, because that's where I get all my funding from, is if I win a match, I get some money. And if you lose first round, you're probably not breaking even. You're probably losing money that week. So there's a little bit of added pressure in that part. But I was very lucky. Like I said, I got a wildcard into Wimbledon, which there's a few extra grand there, which helps like set up everything. And obviously, like you can't look at the year on one tournament. You look at it as a whole year. So it's like I might have lost money like 5-6 weeks, but I also made money the other 6 weeks. So yeah, a lot of our funding is off prize money.
That's so interesting. It's kind of almost like you wouldn't have had this experience going to America. It's kind of like getting your student loan in.
Yeah.
And you're like an absolute baller for like 6 weeks. And then you're like, oh my God.
So now what do I do?
So now what? What do you mean I can't just spend it all on like VKs and going out?
Wow, I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Neither have I. I don't think they've done good things for my teeth.
No, oh God, yeah. Great memories though.
Great memories. That is such an interesting dynamic and a lot of added pressure as well.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you have to really work through. Like every tennis player goes through it. Like you'll be ranked 2000 in the world or 1000 in the world, and you're like, okay, I'm going to lose money, but if I win a match, then it will really help pay for the flight to the next tournament.
Right.
So let's really win this match. Come on, you can really do it. Come on. And then obviously then have to balance it. So like I just think, I mean, in every sport, psychology is so important. And so like working through that, I mean, it took me a while, and I think being able to play singles and doubles really helped that, and having a bit of perspective. Yeah, it's taken me a while, but I still am a bit tight with money. Like I just don't like spending it unnecessarily on the road. Like if I can share a room here for a night, I can save 100 quid. Why would I not do that?
hindsight is like a magical thing, isn't it? You can
Magical.
like look back,
Yeah.
and so is therapy, everyone.
There you go.
Do you have a piece of advice that changed the game, changed things for you? It could be like something really serious or something that just sort of like made day-to-day life better.
Can I have two?
Yeah, you can definitely have to.
Okay. So one is your eulogy is more important than your CV,
Okay.
which basically means that the legacy you leave behind is more about the person you are, not what you've achieved. So
Ooh, that's good.
yeah, and I think it was my sports psych from Bath that actually said that to me once, because as you walk into Bath, there's like, I feel like people don't actually see this, but you walk in, there's loads of pictures and there's loads of writing. If you go over there, you can see what they've achieved. But actually, that's not who they are necessarily. But like, I want, like, how do you want to be remembered? And that's something that really like resonated with me. And it's like, it's really helped me like be the person I am on court as well. Like, how do I want people to remember me as a person as and a player? And sometimes my dad's like, "Ugh, you're too nice." And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be too nice and this ranking than like hated and like not doing anything for the sport or not being like a good role model for a kid and be number one in the world. And I know that might be backwards to a lot of very competitive people, but I just think at the end of the day, like whether I'm number one in the world or number 60 in the world, it's not really going to change anything, maybe other than the number in my bank account. um,
What was it? Nicolina said she was like, now that she's retired, she's got to spend more time, she's got to spend 24/7 with herself and work out if she likes that person.
that's so interesting.
But is it, I like the, what's it, the eulogy is more important than the CV.
Yeah. And I think I stand by it. And I think we'll go through life and the connections you make are so much more important than the matches you win. If you look back on your rowing career, like sometimes it's not even like the medal that you won. It's more the fact that like, I don't know, like the memory you had around that.
I've got so many, I do think, and that's what's helped set this up really well is I've been very lucky that I've had lots of experiences with lots of different people, and thankfully, a lot of them have been positive. So people have been really keen to sort of be involved.
Yeah.
And, we did win some things along the way, and that was really special. But the main memories are the ones like probably like the nights out afterwards, or like
Yeah.
the mischief, if you like, that sort of happened along the way, or
They're the
that sort of
memories you
stuff.
talk about. It's not like when you meet up with your old friends from rowing, it's not the medal like, oh, do you remember when we won that race?
No.
It's like, no, do you remember when she was puking in the corner? How hilarious that was.
Do you remember that boy?
So like that's like so important. And I think like that actually brings me to my second one.
Oh yeah,
Like nice little segue is control the controllables,
that is a good one.
which I think every athlete uses. But I think it's so important, not just in sport. It's like at the end of the day, life, there's so much out of your control and it can be so stressful. And actually, if you kind of control what you can, then you can just forego the rest of it. Surrounding yourself with good people is something you can control. And the rest is like, okay, if I lose this match, at least I've like prepared well, like I've eaten well, I've slept well. But I can't control that practice has run short or it started raining or that my opponent plays well. Like you've just got to kind of let that go. And I think once you realize that you can't control everything, life becomes a little bit lighter and you can just kind of like let go of a few more things and it's a lot less stressful.
100%. 100%. Those are two good ones. My favorite one is shave your legs with conditioner.
I love that. It's such a good tip. I love
It's
that.
so
Yeah.
good. It is so good. I think I maybe mention it nearly every episode because I'm like,
There you go, guys.
so good.
Yeah, mine are less. Mine are all way too deep.
Everyone has been going very deep recently. I'm like,
But don't forget the conditioner, girls.
yeah, don't forget your conditioner. Yeah. Anyway, what are we listening to? I guess it's on court or in the gym or.
So we don't actually tend to practice with music that often. So
Not.
it's only in the gym.
Are you one of the psychos that does all your training with no music?
No, I have to have music like in the gym and when I'm doing like cardio and stuff. But when we're actually hitting,
Yeah,
you kind of
course.
you need to hear your coach and stuff. So yeah, sometimes as a special occasion.
A special treat.
But actually, I do listen to a lot of Angina Deep and Angina Beats, which is a record label that actually sponsored me for Wimbledon, which was very, very cool.
That is very cool.
And
Shout out.
Yeah, there you go, shout out. That's my little bit of PR. But they are really cool, like, because you can just depend on your genre and you don't have to really like listen and it's just like in the background. I just love that. Although this morning I had like a woman's power hour, like for my sprints, I needed something that was going to be like, I don't know, it was like Cher singing and Beyonce, and then it was just like so many, like I just loved it. It was like proper like belchers, like
Belchers.
proper like bangers, belters. Oh God, that's how fried my brain is.
You've done a very good job.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
You're like, I'm nearly at the end.
I'm like, okay. That's how I felt on my sprints. I was like, just two more. I'm done.
You've still got golf after this.
Oh, I know. What do I do? Why do I do this to myself? Like,
Ramming it in.
I'm dying, yeah. But it'll be fun. Like, I just need another coffee.
What's this, number 6 or 7 or?
Oh, I can't have too many. This is how lame I am. I am having decaf sometimes. So past like 3, I'm like decaf girl.
And I've got like a window.
Okay.
So like 10 till 4 is the window where I can have coffees. And then before that time, if I have a coffee, it'll either like make me shake all day or basically need to shit at any point during the
Yeah,
day.
literally. I think that's the same for a lot of people.
Yeah. And if I have it after 4, if I have a coffee after 4, I won't be able to sleep at night. But there's that magic time in
between, yeah.
where I can just get away with murder.
What happened to like when we were doing all-nighters and I was just having like smashing caffeine and able to stay up all night? Like what?
I don't think I ever managed that. I've always been a sleepy girl. Although my friend started taking caffeine gels on a night out.
Wow, so what a legend.
So she'll have like a drink, but she'll also have like a caffeine gel. I think it's because we went out once and she fell asleep in the club we were in, and then we all got kicked out.
Oh wow, because she fell asleep.
Because she's asleep on a chair.
So now she's prepared. See,
now she's prepared.
Control the controllables.
Control the controllables. Absolutely.
I mean, that is actually one piece of advice. So you know those like isotonic like gels. So best hangover cure.
Oh really?
Like honestly, like I had one of those the next morning. Like don't have it straight away. Like
let your body wake
up. Like have your coffee and your shit and shower and whatever, and then like mid-morning have a gel, and it's like bam, you're a new woman.
I'll have to try that.
A lot of hydration, carbs, and it's like you're not putting anything in your body that you're like it might have to come back. It's like some nutrients in there.
I feel like we've been going on similar nights out.
Yeah,
it's very reassuring to hear. Well, thank you very, very much for coming on.
No, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
We've checked our tennis history and a lot of our facts, so that's been really fun. And it's so interesting that it's like it's obvious, but there are so many parallels in all of these different sports.
Yeah. That's what I've loved about listening to other podcasts with your other friends. Like it all overlaps and it's also relatable. And I've sent your podcast to a few of the girls at Team Bath, like the juniors, because I have a little mentor program. So they're gonna have to listen to you a lot. So
they're literally gonna be like all rocking up to training with a hangover and a gel.
With a gel.
Facts.
There you go. This is your fault.